Hello, YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. We have another video to react to, and this is still concerning the issue with Grandma Holla's funeral services that the family, or I should say that Chelle, the granddaughter, did a GoFundMe for. Chelle did choose to talk really bad and make a video towards Darius Cooks because he was asking questions about why they needed to do a GoFundMe. Darius also chose to tell Chelle that he would pay directly to the funeral home all of the costs of whatever funeral she was, trying to have. He said that he would not give the money to her, but he would give his credit card, number and everything, all of his information directly to the funeral home to pay for the funeral. And after he said that, she chose to do a video saying some mean things and being really upset towards him. So this is Darius's response, and we're going to react to it today. So let's see what Darius has to say.
This is about one of the issues. Yeah, judge. That's what judges do. They judge. That's what they do. That's what they pay. They pay to judge. Okay. So anyway, so Chelle now. All right. Now Chelle and Janice are the grandkids of Grandma Holla, and I never said nothing that Chelle and Janice never said. Now, I'm going to tell you what I believe your issue is. Your issue is that I said it. Nobody else. Because I looked at Quentin Latham, Funky Daniva's video. I looked at a few more people's video that tagged me. Antoine 360 did a video. Nobody had anything negative to say, except when you watch my video. Now all of a sudden, everybody got so much to say about whatever it is that I had said. I even got people in my inbox and in emails saying things like, quit talking about the family, let the woman rest in peace, you're a piece of shit, this, that. I am no stranger to hate mail. Bring it on. Okay, just be prepared for the reply you might get back, because I'm good for saying your mama right back. So nobody said anything about anybody else talking about it, except for when I had something to say. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Okay, fine. Let it be.
Okay. Here is what I think. This is my opinion and mine only. Or I know it's some people that do agree with me. But my opinion is this. On YouTube, Darius Cooks has over 300,000 subscribers, close to 400,000 subscribers. I don't know how many subscribers or followers he has on Instagram or on Facebook, but I'm sure it's in the hundreds of thousands. So Chelle chose to only talk to him rather than so many smaller YouTubers that have been making videos about this, including myself. And also Darius is not talking about the small YouTubers either. They only recognize people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers or followers. They really don't care about the smaller people who are their own people as well, because we are all looking really brown around here, but they don't care about that. They're only talking about the people that have hundreds of thousands. So he did mention Funky Daniva and somebody else that I don't even know. But anyway, Chelle chose to single him out because, like I said before, he chose to pay for the funeral And we all know that he can, because he does have several hundred thousands of followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call people that subscribe to these people's channels and everything, because we like what they do. But do you see how they really don't value us? They don't value us at all. Even though we're the ones that keeping their channels alive and their pages alive, they don't really value us in our opinions or anything, because they're only looking at on both sides. I'm just calling it out on Chelle's side and on Darius' side. They don't value us and our opinion because we're so low. We don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and people really listening. That's what they think. Because when I do my videos and everything on, and I have another channel where I just do only the Lay Twins, and I have thousands of views on that channel, but I don't have anything but hundreds of subscribers, because they just watch the video and they move on. So I want all of you big content creators to understand that only just because we have so little subscribers does not mean that we don't have thousands of people watching us and hearing what we're saying. Just wanted to call that out.
Problem. That's fine. I don't really care about that. But let's take a step back. Because I responded to the video that Chelle put up. Say that one more time. My video, my initial comments last week, those comments were a response to the video that Chelle and Janice had did in the car side by side. Okay? Y'all said, oh, he talked about her teeth.
Okay, before he gets into that, I just want to mention something or a few things. Chelle is actually Miss Holla's actual granddaughter through the bloodline. Her mother was Grandma Holla's child. So she is an official granddaughter. Janice is only the daughter of Chelle's boyfriend. The reason why I say boyfriend is because it has been stated and come to light about Chelle and Kendall's so-called marriage. And the family member has confirmed that they have never been married. They are not married. He is only her boyfriend. So therefore, Chelle is married to Kendall. Kendall's daughter by another woman is Janice. So Janice is of no relation to Grandma Holla. She should not even be talking or saying anything. She was not even related to the woman. Okay? Next thing is, he was saying that he was responding to a video that he saw that Chelle and Janice sitting side by side in a car made towards their viewers, their fans, people that have sent in their hard-earned money, saying they don't understand why they would do a GoFundMe. Chelle and Janice got mad when people were sending in comments under their videos about the GoFundMe. They got angry and they made a video sitting side by side in a car responding to people, and they were very upset. They were talking as if they were upset. They were talking loud. They were saying, well, just don't watch and all of this type of thing. And these people are saying, no, but we've been sending y'all money for the past 2 years. Like, why do you guys not have money to bury Grandma Holla in style? Like, what are you doing? Like, why do you need a GoFundMe? They got mad. They made a video. That was the first video that Darius saw. And he was just basically repeating everything that they were saying. That's true. And he also stated that he would pay for the funeral, so therefore it would be no confusion amongst fans and, people that have donated to them and sent them cash apps when Grandma Holla was alive and so on and so forth. He would just cancel all the confusion and pay for it. But in my opinion, Chelle did not want him to pay for it, because if he paid for it and paid directly to the funeral home, there would be no money for her. And basically, she's just riding on greed right now. My opinion.
No, the fuck I do. Chelle talked about her teeth. I repeated what Chelle said about her teeth. You could be upset with me all day long, but if your teeth is bad, your teeth are bad. I didn't say that. Chelle said it. I repeated what Chelle said, and then y'all got mad at me. Then Chelle said to Janice, you're from St. Louis, so they don't talk regular. You know how y'all talk in St. Louis. Y'all are very country, okay? Out there on I-55, y'all are very country. We don't even go get our hair did. We do our own hair. That was she said. And she said just like that. We do our own hair. Hold on one second. All I did was repeated what they said. Why y'all get so mad at me when I repeat what they said? Further, and I'm going to say them. If Chelle wouldn't have did no video, we wouldn't be talking. Let me say it one more time. If Chelle didn't start with the video, guess what we wouldn't be doing? Talking. Don't get upset with me. I'm talking about what everybody else talk about.
Okay. I have to agree with him. If she never made a video because she was so mad and so upset with people that have actually sent in their money to her, because she say all the time, I'm the one that started this channel. I'm the one that turned on my camera, my phone, and started this and shared my grandmother with you. These are the people that you got mad at, the people that was sending in gifts to the P.O. box. And this is the shocking thing to me, you all. People were sending in gifts and cards, and when they would open the cards, actual cash money would fall out. People would send in $10 bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills. They would just fall out of the cards and out of the gifts that they were sending to the P.O. box. On top of people cash apping, so on and so forth. And these are the people that were questioning, why do you need a GoFundMe? Like, wasn't my money enough? And you chose to make a video while you were upset and talking loud and talking down to these people because you were mad that they asked the question about why do you need a GoFundMe? And you chose, Chelle, to make a video, and Darius happened to run across it, as we all did, and he made a video in response, as many of us smaller YouTubers did as well. So, he would not have been capable of saying anything to you. He would not have known anything if you didn't choose to make that video with Janice sitting next to you in that vehicle about all of this. We never would have known. But you chose to do it. You brought it to a public platform for all of us to see that were following or subscribed to your channel or your page.
You want to be mad at me. And then go tell me to stop talking. Let me tell you who you don't run. Me. Let me tell you what I will do. Talk. Let me tell you how long I will talk until the cows come home. It's a hot topic. Now, you know good and well. Now, I ain't really tell you my thoughts, but you know good and well y'all wrong, Chelle. Now, Quentin made a good point. He said, y'all seen that money rolling in for the funeral. He said, a lot of people would have kept the money rolling in. I ain't gonna lie. I would have too. But the difference between me and you, Chelle, is I wouldn't have said funeral expenses. I would have said these is afterlife expenses, right?
Okay, on my last video about this topic, I said the same thing. I would not have been mad at you, or I wouldn't have had a complaint if you would not have lied to all of the people and said that it was for funeral expenses when I already proved that the funeral was already paid for before you made the GoFundMe. Okay? And also, I mean, it's just an all out and out lie to con people out of their money. They're thinking that they have a hand in paying for some of the expenses for Grandma Holla, whom we all love, for her funeral. But actually, you're keeping this money for yourself to pay for your expenses going forward, because the talent of the show, Grandma Holla, is gone. So it's for her afterlife expenses, as Darius has said, as well as to what I said before in my last video. If you would have just been honest and said, Grandma Holla would have wanted us to be okay. That's why she wanted money coming in, not for herself, or whatever. If you would have just said something like that, close to it, I would have been okay. I would just applaud your honesty. I don't think that people should pay for your life experiences going forward just because Grandma Holla passed away. I definitely disagree with that. The reason why I disagree with it is because you're able-bodied. I go through a lot of pain and suffering each and every day due to cancer, stage 3 cancer. I wish I could go back to work. I had a good time doing what I do with all of my colleagues, with all of the customers, all of the guests. I work for Marriott Hotels, and I love my job. I would love to go back to work, but now I'm going through chemotherapy, and I'm suffering from pain. Not all the time, but most of the time, which will keep me from working. I can't designate when I'm going to be in pain or when I'm not going to be in pain. I cannot. I don't know when it's going to be a good day or a bad day. But y'all able-bodied, all of y'all, your husband don't work, Janice don't work, you don't work. The 16-year-old girl, your daughter, at 16, you can get a job. She don't work either. Nobody don't work. Nobody. And all y'all able-bodied, big, strong, and healthy, but you don't work. And think that it's okay for you to lie to somebody and get them to send you money for your future. I don't even know what kind of future I'm going to have. I will say that my chemotherapy and my levels and my cell counts are good. It's looking good. I could live for another 20 years. It ain't up to me. It's whenever God called me home. But I'm living right now, and it's going well right now in spite of the pain. And I ain't looking for nobody to secure my future. I ain't on here posting my cash out or begging nobody for nothing. But you able-bodied. You don't have, ain't nothing going on with you. What you gonna do? The next thing you gonna tell us you got cancer, you got sickle cell, you got lupus, you got this, you got that. Not to mention, you do have a child that is autistic. You get a check every month for your child having autism. Once that child is diagnosed in the United States of America, that is considered a disability. And you get a check for that child. On top of all of the checks that you've been getting from social media and the money that Darius has just proven that you get. How greedy can you be? You're not autistic. You don't have any disabilities, Chelle. Nor does your bare mouth husband. Or bad teeth Janice. Or your linebacker daughter. All y'all can work. Ain't nothing wrong with y'all. Because I'm sure if it was anything wrong with y'all, y'all would have been done told us to get some money. I'm not on here making videos and, posting up everything about what I'm going through with cancer, begging nobody for no money or no sympathy. This is the hand that God has dealt me. And I have to make a way. The best way I can. And I still help people. I love to help the homeless. Check my subscriber list here on YouTube and on IG. I subscribe to all of these great men. Jimmy Darts, Nate, B.L. Prata, the African man that helped the homeless. And I beg God every day that I can be a blessing to people in that same way. You ain't trying to do nothing but be greedy and be a blessing to yourself. You're trying to steal funds from innocent people, unknowing people, and secure your future. And what gains you to profit from all of these unknowing people? And you still gonna lose your soul, baby. You can't take that money, that house, and nothing else. Your boyfriend, not even your own child, sad to say, with you when you leave here. And because of these things that you have done, I can only, tell you to go to the Bible and what it say gonna happen to you. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not lie. I'm just saying.
So I was saying, you said funeral. Then you lied. We caught you in two lies, Chelle. Two lies, okay? Because we really was on your side at first. Sympathizing, because I know what it's like to lose a grandmother. You see what I'm saying? But you caught you in two lies. The first lie you said was you had to go buy a new car. And it was confirmed that y'all bought a new car and a new house. It was confirmed. Now, I don't know how big this house is. I don't know if it was a renovation. I don't know if you called the contractor. I don't know what you did. I don't know if it's a tiny house. I don't know if it's one of them houses in a shipping container. I don't know what kind of house it is. I don't know. But the beauty is y'all bought a house and a car with the donations that was rolling in. Now, Quentin said the donations probably was $2,500 a month. I mean, alive. No, I don't believe that. Quentin Latham, Funky Naniva, he's not popular on Facebook like he is on YouTube. Okay? I could tell you the kind of money you get off of Facebook. I just got one check from Facebook today. $6,900 some dollars, and that ain't even ad revenue. That's money from Facebook from subscriptions and stars. Let me show you. Let me get my computer because I know y'all screenshot this. Hold on.
Oh my goodness. Get your screenshot ready. He's going to show us what he makes. I don't know, as I stated before, how many followers he has on Facebook, but all I know is that Grandma Holler had 1 million. And out of that 1 million, I don't know honestly how many views she had, but I'm sure it was close to that amount because people really loved her, as I did myself, when she was here entertaining us. So he's going to show us, and here comes the really educational part of this video.
Let me get my computer on. I'm going to show you. Hold on. Girl, I don't know what y'all be thinking. These people be lying to y'all, and y'all be going for it. They'll be like, oh, whatever they say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to show you how to live when Facebook send you money. Okay? Because some of y'all don't know this. All right? And if you know me, one thing I'm going to be is transparental. Okay? I'm going to be transparent. Honey, that lady is been resting. The Bible says to be absent in the body
is to be present with the Lord.
On the bottom of this counter, to be absent in the body is to be present.
To be present with the Lord. Hallelujah.
Hold on. Delivered. I was on Amazon. What did I order off Amazon? Oh, I ordered the a Navage. Okay, this is what it looks like when you get a payout from This came at 6:06 p.m. This is what it looked like. Okay? Go
Woo!
I know y'all screenshotting it.
That's what it looked like.
And they will send you a thing like this. It says Meta Platforms Incorporated has sent you $6,970.69. Okay? And that came today at 6:06 p.m., which is about 2 hours ago. I got that from Facebook. From Facebook. And they will constantly send you. These are all emails of all the payouts that you get from Facebook. All right, you see that? All right, there you have it. Because the people will be, and I got two. I got one on the 20th, 3 days ago, and I got one today. Okay. So when you get payouts from Facebook, I'm trying to see if I cut myself on the bottom of that counter. You know how you roll your foot? I did. Oh, jeez. It's gonna hurt in the shower. So when you get money from Facebook, that's how it looks. Okay? So when you guys send money for stars and you have subscriptions, that's how it looks when it comes from Facebook. Now, I ain't got the live out there. I didn't make that up. If you don't believe me, then fine, you just don't believe me. But that's how it go. And normally you get 2 checks a month from Facebook. Now, depending upon the amount of views you get, and the amount of replay views you get, and the amount of ad, all that. If I do my good cooking, macaroni and cheese, fried chicken, smothered this, stuff y'all like, soul food, I'm gonna get more views than I normally would get, which is why I do it in holiday time. Okay? If I'm consistent with live stream cooking 3 times a week to an audience with a combined replay potential of somewhere between 400,000 and 500,000 people views, right? That's normally a good $60,000-$70,000 a month. Okay? That's what I get. If that's what I get on my little views, I can only imagine what they making on their views. Okay?
He said if he's making $60K a month, he can only imagine, and he stressed that word, imagine, what they are making on their views. And I can admit it. I know I've heard a bunch of things about Darius or whatever, but on this, he is being very transparent. He didn't have to go to his computer and show us what he's making. And this confirms that he was very much capable of paying for the funeral. But Chelle denied and chose to go and make a horrible video towards him after he said that he would pay for the funeral. You don't have to do a GoFundMe, girl. I will pay whatever you want to the funeral home. That's crazy. And that's greed. And that's lies, people. Don't ask me why I am concerning myself with this. Don't tell me that I'm being negative. I am not. I am bringing the truth to light because I definitely follow Jesus, period. And I'm just all about the truth. And the truth does need to be come to light. And I will never put anything here on this platform that cannot be proven. He proved it. Come on, people. Let's put our thinking caps on. And let's just, call a spade, and a liar, and a scam.
Now, you might say, Darius, they wasn't even monetized like that. Okay, because the people telling themselves every time, why Latrice Allen say, oh, they got to pay taxes out that money. They got to pay 60, 70. No, she said 40, 50, $60,000 out of taxes. Now, if you owe $40,000 to $60,000 in taxes, that means that you would have generated how much money? How many hundreds of thousands of dollars would you need to generate in order to pay that kind of money in taxes? It ain't that hard to think about. For those of you that work a full-time job, and you on your job, and let's say you're making $75,000 a year, you're a manager, you accounting manager down to the Fortune 500 company, and they pay you $75,000 a year. Of the $75,000 a year, you probably taking home, right? Taking home after taxes a good 60, right? So let's just use that basic math. right? Is this perfect? No. I used to be a payroll director, so I know this is not perfect. You got to pay federal withholding, state withholding, Social Security, and Medicare. And when you are the entrepreneur in this case, or you're the one they give you a 1099, you have to also match Social Security and Medicare. So you're paying 6.2% up to 100 and whatever it is, 17,000 or whatever. And you're paying 1.45% on all taxable income, right? If you're lucky to live in one of the 7 states where there's no state income tax, no income tax you have to pay, but you do have to pay federal withholding as well, right? So there's so many factors that go into it. Let's just use it as a basic metric, all right? With understanding we're being conservative and there's a margin of error. $75,000 will cost you $15,000 in taxes. Well, she said $60,000. How many times does 15 go into 60? If you don't know, think about it in terms of time. 15 minutes into 60 is 4. If 75,000 is the basis, you multiply 75,000 times 4, that gets you $300,000. Basic math. I'll repeat it for those who have a hard time following. Everybody's not good at math. I get it. We're saying, on average, the accounting manager down to the accounting firm makes about $75,000 a year. On average, take home about 60, which means they're paying $15,000 in taxes. About, all right? Yes, factors are different. You're speaking W-2 versus 99. I get all that, but we're trying to simplify it for the point of this conversation. $75,000 costs you $15,000 in taxes. Okay? If the factor we're going with is when Latrice Allen said they got to pay $60,000 in taxes, that means that the $15,000 that the accounting manager would pay goes into the 60 4 times, which means we're going to take that $75,000 gross and multiply it by 4. 75 times 2 is 150. 150 and 150 is 300,000 all day long. Okay? So we can safely assume that on the rough end, Chelle and them walked away on the low end, $300,000.
So, I completely agree with the math, and we can safely say, as Darius said, safely say $300,000 per year. And I want to talk about the half. Let's just say for the 2 years that they were on this here internet, on social media, I'll safely say $300,000 per year. And he's only basing this on Facebook. He ain't even talking about what they made as far as, TikTok and YouTube. And she said they made no money on Instagram. I know a lot of people that are very successful on Instagram, and they're saying it's no way that Grandma Holla had 1 million followers on Facebook. And we know that Facebook and Instagram are connected, and she made absolutely no money on Instagram. But that's what she's saying. Maybe she wants to tell the public that she made no money on Instagram because that's where she made the most money. We've already seen that she's a liar. Okay? So maybe she don't want to talk about Instagram because that's where she made the most. But just basing this on Facebook alone is what he's doing. And he's saying it's $300K. So why is it that you didn't have, out of $300K, a measly $20,000 to bury Miss Holla like a queen. Why? Because you did. You're just being greedy and disrespectful to all of the people that donated to this GoFundMe. But let's listen to Darius.
Now, if you were a smart entrepreneur, you would run it through an LLC. Okay? And then once you run it through an LLC, you would expense everything you can. Therefore, your taxable income is lowered, which means the amount of taxes you pay is now lowered. Okay? If you were smart. Everybody ain't that smart. All right? That's why everybody ain't going to heaven. Okay? Now, the first lie she said, we ain't make no money like that. If you didn't make no money like that, you wouldn't owe like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second lie she told, she said she had to go get buy a car so she could take grandmama around to do her appointments and stuff. This is what she said. This is what she said. By the time the 9th floor oncology clerk calls down to the 4th floor hospice department and they put the manila folder in with all the dots at the top, you know, the manila folder. They put the chart, they put it in the manila folder and they put it in the little tube. And the little tube, they hit the button and it go up in the air, it go down the hall, it go behind the wall and go downstairs to hospice. Okay? Anytime oncology send a new file to hospice, bitch, that was the last appointment. Ain't no more appointment. But you in hospice. The next appointment you gonna have, when you got to leave this house, it's gonna be some slow singing
And flower bringing.
Ain't no more appointment. So you lied and told us you had to do that. Okay, cool. We'll take that.
Darius is right. Even in the earlier days when she was taking Holla to appointments, because we've seen that she had a video up and Holla was going through the drive-through at fast food restaurants. We saw that. We also saw when she took Holla to her radiation appointment and Holla was begging for a blanket because she was cold, or a couple of blankets because she was cold, and they said no. And we saw videos where Holla was asking for pain medication. They never gave it to her, so on and so forth. That was in the earlier days. But Miss Holla was bedridden. She had bed sores. They were trying to do something to gain money for Holla to get up out of the bed, and she kept saying to all of us that she just couldn't do it. She was not capable of doing it. Okay? She was bedridden. But you needed money to get a car to take her. There's just say you needed a car for yourself, or you wanted it for yourself. Don't lie and say it was to take her to anywhere. The doctors weren't even giving her that many appointments because her cancer was in stage 4 and it was really bad and her body was really weak. Her body was weaker than mine, being in my late 30s, and Grandma Hollow was 96, 97. Like, girl, like, stop the lies. Like, that's all I'm saying. Stop the lies. You're a constant liar and a constant thief.
We won't believe it. It's what it is. Now, everybody's concerned about whether or not they had insurance, why they didn't have insurance. I don't care about the insurance. A good film with the flowers and whatnot, run you a good 15, 20K for a good one. You can get a body in the ground, 7,000. Ask me how I know. You put my auntie in the ground. My aunt Chelle that passed away in 2016. Now, granted, the inflation probably hit a little bit. But over there at Oak Ridge Cemetery, they handled everything, and my cousin ran her credit card at the Leak and Sons Funeral Home. A.R. Leak and Son, over there on 79th, not too far from AP Deli with the good corned beef, extra mustard. I don't like that rye bread. Put mine on regular white bread and toast it with extra American cheese. And don't pile it up so high. I know you want to give us a lot of meat. I just need me like 4 or 5 slices. That's it. I don't need all that corned beef in my sandwich. But over there by AP Deli, y'all know something about over there on 79th Street? In the hood. Don't go over there at nighttime. Go over there in the daytime. Because if you go over there at nighttime, you're going to need A.R. Leak and Sons for more than just your loved ones. Okay? So, anyway, it could have been a mani-pedi appointment. Sis, she's 97 years old. You know good and damn well you don't need no brand new fucking car to go to no goddamn pedicure spot. Now, come on. Now, quit playing with me. How long y'all been following me? How long y'all been knowing me? Okay? Quit trying to skedaddle around and look for something. You know good and damn well she wasn't going to get no fucking nails done. She's 97 years old. She's not going to get no nails done. She ain't going to get no stiletto nails. She's not doing that. She's not going to get the one with the different colors on different fingers. She's not doing that. You know she's not doing that. She's not sitting there putting her foot in the water with the stuff. She got arthritis. You can't put your foot down there in that water down there like that. The water is it's not gonna be right for her. She can't lift her leg up. That's gonna hurt. Lift her leg up and let Kim Sue get in there with that cheese grater. You know she not doing that. You ain't never seen them do that on live. Quit playing with me now. So back to the story. So Chelle lied about both of them. I mean, that's true. We call her that lie. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? I have not had edibles yet. I do realize that Chelle, she's going through a lot. But this is what I'm gonna tell you. This is what I say. This family, in all honesty, this is hard for me. All seriousness, this family was thrust into the limelight of social media without any help. Okay?
You don't need help to be a good person. You don't need help to not be so greedy. You don't need help to know how to not lie to people. You don't need help to know that you're scamming somebody if you tell them that you need money to pay for a loved one's funeral that has already been paid for. You don't need help to know how not to go after a man that agreed to pay for your loved one's funeral in its entirety. Like, why would you go after him? Why would you make videos towards him? Why would you be so angry, screaming at him when he's the one that agreed to solve your problem? You made a GoFundMe because you said you had a problem with paying for the funeral, and he said he would pay for it, and he was very serious. And we all know that he got the money to do it. If the funeral home would have said that the funeral would be $20,000, Darius had it to do. You don't need help with that. You don't need help being a good person. Period, point blank.
I'm going to tell you something. As a person who lives his life based on the court of public opinion, this shit is rough. Baby, if you got skeletons in your closet, if your character is not matching your integrity, if you are not willing to put it all on the line, if you are not willing to be the butt of the joke and take life lightly, this ain't the life you want, right? If you gotta read negative comments and that offends you, this social media is not for you. It is tough. And no doubt, this family has been thrust into the limelight without any hand-holding whatsoever. And I know it's got to be tough for them to deal with, right? And I think what's happening now is they're learning a huge lesson. Further, let me also say this, and I said this in my video on YouTube, you should watch it. You cannot have it both ways, okay? You can't. You cannot tell us John Q. Public, and granted, I ain't never seen none of the video. I probably saw one video one time. I probably was watching it for maybe 3 minutes, and that was it, right? But you cannot, but I know what it's like. Because, see, I'm a content creator, but I also, like, I don't consume a lot of other people's content. I mean, I want y'all to look at my stuff, but I'm not looking at, I don't have time because I'm busy creating content. But you cannot be like, okay, Darius, we want you to like, we want you to share, we want you to subscribe, we want you to do all that. Every time we go live, look at our stuff. And then when she passes away, you do a live video, and then you say, don't talk about it. I'm sorry? Don't do what? Like, all these months, you were like, yes, discuss us. And now, when it's the negative limelight, you're like, no, keep our name out your mouth. That ain't how that shit works. That is not how that works. This is social. The premier word being social. This is social media, right? Which means that if you get out here and you go down to the people's live stream on Al Gore's internet and you tell us, I want you to like, I want you to subscribe, follow us, give us money, do this, you're opening the door for us to have license to speak about things, especially all that money that people that gave you. Now, I'm telling you what you made on Facebook. I'm suggesting what you might have made on Facebook. This don't include the Cash Apps, the PayPals, the this, the that, the Zelles, the all this. That was in every, from what I understand, every live stream. It was like, here's our Cash App. Donate. So, where that money went to? So, at least you got 300 from online.
I agree with everything that he is saying right now. Listen, you constantly posting your Cash App like Grandma Nancy granddaughter is doing right now. She put it in the title of their YouTube videos. Constantly begging for money. And she is taking a stand and saying that she agreed with Chelle, for doing the GoFundMe. Because when Grandma Nancy passed away, she not going to care about what YouTube paid her, TikTok paid her, and nobody else paid her. She going to do a GoFundMe too. This is becoming the norm. And it's like a way we're exploiting the older people that don't really understand this and don't know what's going on. And their grandchildren is getting paid. I'm finna warn y'all right now. Don't keep on giving to that Grandma Nancy thing. Learn your lesson with Grandma Holla and her grandchildren. These people are just way too greedy because they getting checks from all of these social media platforms. They don't need your money. They do not. Even I hadn't been diagnosed yet, but I was really in pain. I was really hurting. I knew something was wrong with me. I never thought it would be cancer because nobody else in my family had cancer. But turns out all this time they told me I had cysts on my ovaries. Turns out it wasn't cysts. It was actual cancerous tumors. And I was going to work every freaking day. Every day I was going to work. In all that pain and everything. Bleeding, pain, all of it. These able-bodied people that we see on social media. Begging, straight begging. Straight begging. Putting the cash apps in the description. Grandma Nancy, granddaughter, she ain't got no shame. She putting the cash app, her cash app, in the title of the videos. Don't give these people y'all money, y'all. Don't do that. If you gotta go to work, they need to go to work too. That's not right. It just ain't right. It's not fair. First of all, I knew I was sick. I knew I was in pain, bleeding uncontrollably. Crazy. Bleeding from the tumors. The doctors constantly telling me for 2 years that everything was straight. No, it's just cysts. Oh, no, they couldn't be cancerous. You too young. The normal age for a woman that gets ovarian cancer is like 60 plus. You're young. And I believed him. And was constantly going to work. Could have fell out. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, that I did not die. I did not pass out. And all of that. But it could have happened. And I was on this internet all the time. I had a page before. Somebody got mad at me over something that I said, and my page got taken from me. But I was on this internet. I'm starting over now. I was on this internet. And I ain't never post my cash app or ask nobody for nothing. I went to work every morning. You understand me? That's where my problem lies. That's why I'm speaking on it. As somebody that really is in a bad way and been in a bad way. In pain, hurting. These grown people, able-bodied, no diseases. And y'all sending them y'all money for what? If you wanted to send Holla gifts and everything, I don't blame you. I did too. She gone now. And this is crazy. And we all know that the money that we all sent and everything, maybe if you sent her gifts, earrings, necklaces, whatever, she could wear them while she was here. But she gone now. Money for what? She was a retired teacher. Some people say she wasn't a teacher. She was a teacher's aide. It don't matter. She still worked for the Board of Education for her state. She still got the same benefit package as a teacher. She still paid into Social Security and Medicaid, and Chelle even had the nerves enough to say that Holla had no money, and all of her medications, all of her procedures, they had to pay for out of pocket. If you don't believe me, and she did not take those videos down, they were posted on Facebook, not YouTube, but Facebook, and she said that they had to pay for everything out of pocket. If you don't believe me, I'm pretty sure it's many people that saw that video where Chelle said that, same as me, and they gonna get down here in the comments and say, yeah, I saw it, you right, as many people have already said before on so many other smaller YouTubers platforms. Sometimes when you really want to know the truth, you gotta go to the smaller ones. You gotta go to the smaller YouTube channels to really get that truth, because these bigger ones, they don't really care. They don't. Just like Darius don't even know who Janice is, who, he said they both the granddaughters. Cause he busy. He making money. He doing stuff. When you got a lot of money, you can move around. You can be in this city, that city. You can do this, you can do that. You gotta go to these people that's really getting it out the mud, the messy gossip show. Hanging with Ty. Go to the smaller YouTubers. They have the real information. For real, for real. And right here on Tiffany Black too. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'm telling you, with whatever time God give me here on this earth, I ain't gonna bring nothing but truth and facts on any situation that catches my eye that God puts before me. I'm gonna give the facts on it. But I'm not gonna just tell you my opinion without being able to prove it to you. Just like how Darius showed us something he didn't even have to show us, and he proved it. Stop it. Stop it with the lies. That ain't cute, and that ain't nothing that I represent. But I do represent truth, and I'll show you the truth. If I see it, I'll share it with you via a video. Like, comment, please. Whether you agree with me or not. If you think I'm doing something wrong, correct me. I am not above any kind of reproach. Correct me. I ain't blocking you or nothing like that. Bigger YouTubers and stuff like that, I get why y'all block people. You don't need that headache. My girl, she got a beautiful baby, 4 months old. She ain't got time to be going back and forth. I'm just sitting at home, and sometimes I'm laying down because I don't feel well. And I got time every day.
Right? I could only imagine another 150 done piled up in donations, because at some point she would have millions and millions of views, right? So no doubt people are donating, whatever. Cool. Do what you gotta do. Give, right? The more you give,
The more it gets to you.
oh, no matter how you try, just as sure as you are living. Okay, give, right? Because the more you give, the more he gives to you.
Amen.
Okay? But my point is, no doubt that money piled up, right? And if you get into it, now I'm not suggesting these people have done this, but I'm saying if you get yourself into a position where you are constantly like getting money in and you're new to this and you've not had money before, you finna go buck the fuck wild, right? You about to buy this, you're gonna do that, because you just feel like it's more money coming in, without any idea of like the long long-term impact of exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, and that becomes obviously problematic as it is now. You do have a family thrust into the limelight, not able to handle the limelight. So that becomes a huge issue. So anyway, it's the life insurance ain't the baffling part for me. I don't care about the life insurance. Whether she had it, whether she didn't have it, whether she was a school teacher, whether she didn't teach in school, whether it expired, whether somebody came and took the policy and tore it up.
Now, I feel the same as Darius here. I always felt like Miss Holla had a life insurance policy. And I know a lot of times they, especially when you're dealing with city government or government, and Miss Holla did work for the city school system, they will kind of expire at 100 years old. Or I will say, I have heard that before. But Miss Holla died when she was 97. So here's my thing. And I also know that you get a pension, Social Security, and Medicare. Also, because you pay into that whenever you get your checks. If it's every week, every 2 weeks, the 1st and the 15th, you pay into Social Security and Medicare. So my problem came when Chelle said, well, one of my problems came when Chelle said, we have to pay everything out of pocket for her medication, for her procedures. I'm like, girl, hell no. Because it's no way you got enough money to pay for her radiation sessions. No, that stuff is so many thousands of dollars, like between $70, $80, $100,000 radiation sessions. And you saying y'all pay for everything out of pocket? And she did say that. Medications, no, you don't. Miss Holla had Medicare. We doing it by ourselves, that's by choice. Because for 8 hours of any day, y'all could have got a nurse through Medicare. I know that's true because they keep offering me to get somebody. I can't say if it's a nurse or whatever, maybe it is. But they telling me that she can help me clean my house, help me cook meals, take my blood pressure and whatever. I'm still walking, talking. I ain't in no diapers or nothing. And they offering that to me and I deny it every time. And I keep telling my doctors and the counselors at the hospital where I go to get my chemotherapy that I'll take that assistance when I really need it. But right now, I don't really need it. Do I go through a lot of pain and stabbing in my knees and stabbing in my hips and stabbing in my back? That's what it feels like. Yes, I do go through it. And yes, some days out of the month, I am immobile. I am just straight locked to the bed. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do nothing. I'm in pain. And I refuse to get addicted to, opiates. So I take the medication when I absolutely need it or whatever. But my point with this is they could have had help through Medicare. But Chelle wants to be woe is me. Oh, it ain't nobody else doing nothing, and I had to get my husband's daughter Janice, and he ain't even my husband. He my boyfriend. All of these lies and all of this to play on people's emotions, I would never do that, and I haven't. I could go live every time I'm in pain. I could go live every time that my pain is so great that I got to go to the hospital and I got to get a shot of Dilaudid. I could, to gain sympathy, to gain support. I could call it my cancer journey, as many people before me have, but I don't. I don't. But just to prove to y'all that don't think that I really got cancer, I'm going for chemotherapy tomorrow. On January 26th. And I'm going to show you the chemotherapy drugs, the nurse hanging them, me in there in the infusion center, where I'm going to show you. I really got it. This is real with me. And I don't play with it. And it's going to be my first and last time proving to you people, I really got it. I'm really in a bad way. But I ain't asking for nothing from y'all. Nothing. I ain't got no Social Security benefits yet. I applied for Social Security disability in January of 2022. And I have not been approved for it yet. They want to see if chemotherapy gonna make me better. When I had the surgery to remove my ovaries, they thought that was gonna make me better and I could go back to work. I was hoping that it would. I was praying that it would. But it didn't. The surgery taking away the cancer, it didn't, because it spread to other places. That's why I'm in stage 3 cancer right now. And I'm going to show you, just for you to see how I'm not playing with it. That's why you exploiting somebody that's got cancer. Yeah, that's near and dear to my heart. I don't care if she was 97. Don't play with that. And just like the brother said, when y'all doing stuff to other people, that shit gonna come back on you. I don't want nobody to get cancer. But that's what he said.
I don't care about that. But what I'm saying is, there was enough money somewhere to afford the funeral before her demise. Where that money went to? Thank you. I'll leave it at that. The husband said they had a car and a house. I'll leave it at that. Okay? I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to touch it no further. I feel like I've given you enough insight to this whole story. And then people were saying, oh, Latrice Allen was helping her. Latrice owed taxes. Latrice on a payment plan. No offense to nobody. I'm just telling you what she said. Okay? I'm just telling you what she said. Okay? Latrice, and they said she gave her tax person. Okay. Deal with that. What you'd like to, I shall continue. All right? Okay, so that covers the holler. That also covers Darius Crooks right now on Twitter. Let me just say 2 things about this before I talk about Carmen and Karina. Let me say 2 things about Larry Reed.
Okay, there you have it. Darius feels exactly how I feel. They already had the money. Darius is only looking at 1 year. They have been on social media for a total of 3 years. That has been confirmed. He's only looking at $300,000 for this past year before Grandma Holla passed away. But they've been on social media for a total of 3 years. But I'll say $300K for 2 years. I'll even take it down to $200K for 2 years per year. $400K just from Facebook. Not including revenue per month from YouTube. The money was there. Now, if you like being robbed from and you like being stolen and, you lied to, bamboozled, hoodwinked, if you like that and you gonna come in my comment section and say, why you with the negativity and this and that, have at it, and I will go back and forth with you. But I'ma tell you, please have a good argument before you want to go back and forth with me. Because unlike my other fellow YouTubers, small YouTubers, they ain't even finna do it with you. But I'll do it with you. Because what am I doing? I ain't doing nothing else. I mean, I got other stuff I do, of course, But for the most part, I got time. Today and many a days, because I know I'm going to ring that bell and I'm going to beat this cancer. I'm going to beat it. And I'm going to come out stronger and better. I am. I believe that. In the name of Jesus.